Hey folks, Mr. Dell here. We are looking at a problem that has to do with angle relationships, specifically parallel lines cut by a transversal. So this is a question that comes from CPM's Math, Integrated Math 1, section 5.3.1, number 588. So it says, use angle relationships and the diagram at the right to write and solve an equation for x. Show all your work. So it's a reminder. So what we've got, if you notice these little symbols here, those little symbols, those little arrow, double arrows, those tell me that this line and that line are parallel, right? So that specifically says those are parallel lines. Okay, that's important information. And then when you have another line like this here that goes through both of those lines, that's considered the transversal. Okay, so it's two parallel lines cut by a transversal. What do we know about that? Well, we've got some angle relationships when that happens. One of them, specifically what we're dealing with, is this angle here and this angle here. So those two angles are considered alternate interior angles. And what we know that we have a theorem, we have some math properties that say that those two angles are equal. So alternate interior angles are congruent or are equal. Okay. So that's one of those things that we've learned when we were exploring this relationship of parallel lines. So that being said, if those are equal, then what I can do is I can take and that expression represents that expression represents that angle. So I can take those two expressions and set them equal to each other and solve for x. So that's what I need to do to write and solve an equation for x. So now I have this equation. If you want to hit pause and hit solve, then you can check the answer in just a moment. So I got to get my x's on one side. That becomes a 0. At the same time, I'll get my numbers on the other side. And I end up with 2x is equal to 14. And then divide both sides by 2. X is equal to 7. Okay, so there is my answer for x in this situation.